eyes can't curl, he said about my poem. You're not English, are you? No, but my eyes can curl. That's it. Well, it's really nice to be here, and I'm sorry I'm sitting. I actually prefer to stand reading because you get more oxygen that way, if one can say there is oxygen in here. So, there is oxygen here, of course. Agoraphobia. Don't make me leave this room. Outside, everyone is waiting. If I go out, it will start. People will die. Buildings will be bombed to rubble. Removal men will carry old furniture out. Others will carry new ones in. People will get into their cars. Others will watch them leaving. And those without a roof will have nowhere to enter. So please, let me stay. Offer me a drink or something stronger, so I can live with myself buried. The next poem I'm going to read is the one called Otherness, which to me is maybe the poem I like best. I'm not saying you have to like it, but it took me years to write to this relatively short poem. It's otherness in every sense. In every sense. It's not because I don't love you that I can't see your face. It's just that I can't face your face without eliminating mine. When you look at me, I turn away so I don't quite notice your eyes. If only I could look back at you without you looking back at me, I could begin to see you, discover the curve of your lips resembling mine, that on the slope of your cheek runs a river as deep and dark as the one I grew up near, as shallow and dry. And maybe, if you dared look back at me and saw your tears filling my eyes, you could begin to replace that never-ending fear with love. The next poem, Sold, is the voice of a woman. In this case, she is from Ukraine, but she could be from any country in the world. If someone had told me, I wouldn't have believed it. Maybe I was dead. Maybe I am dead. My name is Slave. I don't remember much now. It stinks too much. If I go there, I can't enter unless I fill up the holes. But the hate, the loathing is still in me. That's why I barely look in the mirror. All I dreamt of was my grandma's white bedspread when I went down, down to the stench, the never-ending stench, the unfamiliar, hairy growings, the unmentionable, unthinkable filth of it all. And how she kept it so white, in between feeding the cows and mucking out the stables, how she washed herself after the long day's work before slipping into bed. Every day, the smell of poverty. And I, so blinded by a promise from a stranger of a life somewhere else, could not even begin to imagine that the whiteness of a bedspread on a bed in a dirt village would keep me from going, hours, days, weeks, forever. Grandma with her soap bar, the sun filtering through that small window, the veined hands keeping clean, soaping the floor. I thought I could do better. And here I am sold, wishing for my body to fill up with sand, to plug all my openings. No entry written on my forehead, but they keep on coming. I don't even count anymore. There are dicks and money I never see, and freedom's on the other side of the pane of the window. But I'm shit deep in shame. I can't move, but I know I can't be bought. Get a dead body to come alive on and in. I'll always be just a body to them, but no body to myself, but liberty's soul alone. Two birds. Could I have some water, please? He put his hand on my shoulder. We became a tree. At night, we moved branches in a storm. Two birds killed by one stone. It's just a short little love poem, actually. Flag tomorrow. Haven't you noticed I'm beside myself with willing, each morning tearing a deep, thrusting gaze into a singing bone? There is a ringing in my ear. Give me a letter, the first one that comes to mind. You held a flag to my mouth. It became an anchor I swallowed whole. Over and over throughout we moved, tied by longing, pounding little hearts wrapped around each other in that succulent twilight between the canal and the road, playing Mahagoni's Moon of Alabama, brought back memories of spending minutes departing, hours arriving from all the corners of the heart. I've known some tongues, but yours is the reddest carpet I ever walked. The next one is cheerfully called Oh Hate, and it's a very hateful poem. It's not a hateful poem, it's a bad poem. I wrote this in France many years ago, on the onset of yet another conflict in the Middle East. So the imagery is to start with France. To be in the moment, a grey slab of a sky over Italian poplars along the River Rhone, and thinking about the Palestinian boy shot to death, the Israeli soldiers torn to shreds, who tears make tears, who wins loses, who loses wins willfully without thought, who lays his body down to die with the name of God on his lips. Here silk is made soft, the flowing length of it enough to make a mummy out of yourself. But in among these thoughts, the smell of a blood-stained rag gets stuffed down the throat of a pitiless bull choking on his own blood. The long tongue of autumn curls to a silence. Overhead, a black bird stabs its wings deep in the heart. Who do you love most with your eyes closed? Who do you trust most with your eyes closed? These thoughts kill me also. And here comes Mother Death again, flashing her teeth. Oh, hate, how I hate you. But you're so easy to love, so loyal in your blindness. Hold me in your thorny arms and spike me till it hurts so hard I want to let go of you forever. And stop boys throwing stones older than themselves at men who should know better than shoot at people smaller and younger than themselves. Stop them becoming fodder for the big boys who play monopoly with people's lives in marble halls, whose faces they never see, whose hands they never shake. The moment of truth then, the one you live for, the one you die for. This is because it's Sunday. I'm going to read a poem called Sunday. A little brief memory of Sunday at home. I'm asleep. Brother is asleep. Father has been out fishing. Mother is making herself beautiful. She glides into the kitchen. There is a voluptuousness in the air. Her firm hands pick up the slippery herring. I'm asleep. Brother is asleep. Father is shaving. She cleans them inside and out. She moves quickly now, almost invisible. The kitchen wall is illuminated by sunlight striping itself through the Venetian blinds. The table is laid. I'm asleep. Brother is asleep. Father is putting the collar on his shirt. The herring is sizzling in the pan. The smell is drifting through the house. Mother is weaving through the kitchen, balancing warm dishes and pickled cucumber. I awake. Brother awakes. Father is seated, aquavit in hand. We gather, we eat, swallow, talk. Mother is still moving. I kind of lost track of myself, as one does. I do this by half-past. It's a very short poem. It's over before I even begin it. He was caught making it with a donkey. His defense: I can't afford a wife. I pity the wife to have been, and poor donkey to have been mixed up in the economy. Knowing. To know something well is to begin again, to open the skin of the universe and step right inside. Lie next to its cheek, kiss its mouth with open eyes. To know something well is like walking on the moon and singing in any language, even if you don't know the words. Whatever passes through you can be past. What remains is what you know well. Next poem is probably one of the angriest poems I've ever written, and it was born out of a child's eyes in a newspaper in Italy. And I don't really need to where is it? I don't really need to explain what it's about. It's kind of evident. Funny, I thought anyway, maybe it's a good time to look at. Anyway, it's here somewhere. It's called, While You're Waiting, is nice, you can ponder about the title. It's called Spermatosis. I believe I invented that word. I think it sounds rather interesting. Spermatosis. It came to me in a flash, but the poem doesn't seem to be coming anywhere near me. Strange.
Running away.
It's running away, so since I think you can wait a second. It's nice to have a little power. It's here somewhere. Obviously it's here. There it is. So it was born out of a child's eye in a newspaper in Italy. And I think I wrote it in 2 minutes, if that. The world's cock has run amok. Inside it live 1 million slaves. Inside this gluttonous peepee hole that can't have enough, quick enough, cheap enough, it stiffens to Heil or Hallelujah. And a pimpled jockstrap stretches its greed to grab at saplings from the third world, who are comatose with fear and obedience as it spreads its spermatosis all over nature's sweet breath. These lascivious beasts waddle about in porno space without a stitch of shame and play hide and suck, and the world's innocence again and again and again is mortally fucked. So I think I just do a couple of more and then I shall be okay. Was a note? Okay. Yeah, it was actually to you. So I just think I should do something like that. Blow me away from all this blue. Touch me gently, glide your hand across my back. This is my message for your thoughts. The smell of blue, infinite blue, and the touch of your hand on my back.
Oh my goodness.
So, 2 very short poems. Do you know? Very short. It's amazing. I was so good at planning this stuff. So I take the last one first. And okay. The fighter. Can't see the roses. Can't smell the roses. There are no roses. Where do you come from? From a long road of lonely blood. Everything that never gets said. All the crackling. All these demented cardboard boxes stirring in the night. See that man waving his fists in the air? Says, can't fight, but I do the exercise. Says, stood up to him, but I wasn't present. Says, can take a punch, but really, I should be dead. You think you're it? Let me tell you about blood, how it falls from my lips. And last, short. It's not really what I intended. I intended to go out on a very sweet note, but, well, do you know that silence that rises louder than a scream, that hurls itself against the wall of indifference, that silence which has had its tongue cut out, but never ever stops screaming? I have to sing in Swedish. I've been requested to speak in my native tongue for 2 seconds. I sing a song, and I don't even remember if I know the words. It's a kind of love song. I don't know what it is. Så skimrande var aldrig havet, på stranden aldrig så befriande, fälten, ängarna och träden aldrig så vackra, och blommorna aldrig så ljuvligt doftande som när du gick vid min sida mot solnedgången aftonen, den underbara. då dina lockar dolde mig för världen och jag kunde glömma alla mina sorger, älskling.